University of Suffolk, Brightspace tutorials. Providing feedback. Hello, in this tutorial we'll look at how to provide assignment feedback in Brightspace, as well as what it looks like to the student once they've received it. So let's assume that you've set an assignment and work has been submitted. We'll look here at some of the options we have for grading and feedback. So let's select Assessment from the navbar and select Assignments. We can see that 2 out of 30 submissions have been completed for our example assignment, so we will grade one of those. To do this, we select Example Assignment, and we can see the submissions. I should probably point out that the very high Turnitin scores are because I've used some generic text for the submissions in this case. Naturally, you don't want scores that high for most work. We'll choose the first one, and it will load up the submission. In this window you have a lot of options, so we'll look at those. First off, you could download the submission by clicking the link above the document viewer. Next, you have the Annotations toolbar. The icons on the left relate to how you'll view the page. The icons on the right are mainly to do with how you annotate. Starting on the left, the page icon in the top left will help you to get around the document, which is handy for lengthy submissions. Clicking it on and off will toggle the page thumbnails down the side. Selecting the drop-down menu will give you the option of the thumbnails which we've just seen, or an outline which uses the headings within the text as links to navigate to that part of the document. And bookmarks, which are points that you've placed there yourself. If you select New Bookmark, you'll create a bookmark for the page that you're currently viewing, like so. Moving on, you can jump to a page by typing the number here and pressing Enter, or using the arrow keys to navigate to the page. Next, you have a little cog. Select this to choose how things display. With page mode, you can get one page to display at a time, 2 pages side by side, or click the magic wand and it will automatically figure out what is best for the level of zoom that you're set to. Changing page transition means that you can either scroll smoothly between pages, seeing the bottom of one page and the top of another at the same time, or not. If you want to challenge yourself by marking assignments upside down, you can do that by rotating the page. The hand allows you to click and hold to grab the page and scroll if that's the way you scroll. Then you've got your zoom in and zoom out buttons and a toggle between fitting the page height and fitting the page width. Moving across to the right, there are the annotation tools. Click the pen and paper icon to expand them. If you're viewing this on a better resolution than me, you won't have to do this. All of the icons will be in the original bar. If we select the pen tool, you'll then get a contextual menu. You can change the ink colour first and the background colour second. I'll leave the background colour or it will block out the text behind. The percentage is for how opaque the pen will be. A lower percentage will be more transparent. The bars with a number of points indicate how big the pen stroke will be. You then have some options that will change the hue. I'm not really sure why you'd need those, but maybe you'll have a use for them. Select the annotation and click the bin icon to dispose of it. The next pen tool is the highlighter. You have similar options to before. Let's have a squiggle. Here is a highlighter which automatically selects text. Handy. finally, the eraser. Let's tidy up the highlighting like so. Moving on, notes. Click the icon and then click in the document to add a note. Just type the text into your note and choose an icon to display next to the note. Then, if you want, you can change the colour of your note in the contextual menu. You can also change the icon that displays next to the note. These notes will be visible in the inline feedback or in a PDF that the student downloads. You can also type text on top of the submission. The contextual toolbar here will display options you're probably very familiar with from other programs. I won't click them all because they're nothing out of the ordinary, but you can change things like colour, background colour, opacity and font. The Shapes drop-down allows you to draw lines, arrows or rectangles. You can choose more options in the contextual menus, such as the width of the line, as well as the start, the line type and the end of the line. With the rectangle, you get the usual options and some interesting border styles. It's also worth mentioning the options that appear when you select the text. You can highlight it, add a strike through, or underline it with two types of line. I've now added some annotations just so that we can see them later. I'd recommend a better quality of feedback than this, mind you. Moving on, selecting Print will give you the option of printing the submission with the notes included. The magnifying glass allows you to search the document for terms and flick between the results. The download button will download the annotated submission as a PDF. You can do all of this in full screen if you click here. Moving over to the sidebar on the right hand side, we can see the name of the student. You have options to email them, message them, or view their progress. Toggling the Hide Assignment and Show Assignment option will give you links to edit the assignment and see the assignment guidance, including any attachments you added. Select Show Assignment Dates to see when the assignment is available. Here we see information about whether you've associated any rubrics with the assignment. You can also create one from here. These are quite complex things, so it's not something you'd just do on the fly, and generally students would need to know the rubric when they receive instructions about how to do the assignment. Below this, you can enter a score. You can also get an HTML editor to add feedback. If you need, you can add a file to this. I'll just show you how that would work. You upload your document as normal. And that's all the feedback that we want to give this student. If you're marking plenty of submissions in one go, we could go to the next student here. If you haven't saved the draft, it will prompt you. We'll save the draft and close so that I can show you how you might publish the feedback. This is often done by course admins once all of the submissions have been received and graded, so refer to your faculty's procedures here. We'll select Back to Submissions in the top left. We can then see that we've got a draft of the feedback ready. Once you've done that, the student will get a notification within Brightspace and they'll be able to view whatever feedback you've given. Let's have a look from their perspective. So we're now logged in under their account. We can see they've got a notification and sure enough it's for the assignment we've graded. Let's select that. They will be taken to a feedback screen. We can see the text we typed in for the feedback. If they scroll down, they can see the document we attached as part of the feedback, and if they click the link they can download it. If they select View Inline Feedback, they'll be able to see our annotations. They can download those as a PDF if they want. If they load it up, it will look like this. You can hover over the note or click it to expand the note. If we now go back to your assignment submissions area, we can check to see if they've read the feedback. Scroll down to the submission and you can see both when you published the feedback and when it was read. And now you know how to grade and annotate assignments within Brightspace. For more information about Brightspace, visit our LibGuides pages on libguides.us.ac.uk/Brightspace. Here you'll find details about support or training, what to do if you have specific questions, as well as a range of tutorials and FAQs.